I think it says we're live. Are we here, gentlemen?
Start your engines. Let's get rolling.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
You're watching Tanner's Haunted Secrets
On the Outline Network.
What they say.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a secret sound hidden deep within the center of the earth. Until you listen closely enough, you can hear it. And it sounds like razors through flesh. We are merely here to turn up the volume.
Well, welcome back to another wonderful episode of Chainer's Haunted Secrets. And as you can tell, yes, if you've followed us through this wonderful journey, my beard has got bushier and bushier. But that's not the reason that we're here. Today we have another wonderful guest on our show. And the guest, our wonderful guest, because I can't speak, is AJ. AJ, welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you. And man, I love this back wall that you got this sporting.
Hello.
Oh no, can you hear me?
Everything good? Yes.
Sorry. All right. Well, AJ, you have been haunting not just at one haunt. You've actually got two different haunts underneath your belt now?
It's now 3.
Awesome. And what haunts have you been at?
So I originally started at Hell's Dungeon in Dayton, Ohio. I was there for 2 seasons, and then I moved to USS Nightmare, and I was there for 2 seasons. And then this past season, I started at Kings Island.
Well, that's pretty interesting. I know a couple of them that have went to Kings Island, then they went to USS Nightmare. Now we have Hell's Dungeon going to USS Nightmare to Kings Island. And I'll tell you, I'm really glad to have haunters on here that don't just haunt at a haunt. They have a whole performance all the way through their career at different places. That way, people that might be able to see you can be like, hey, I remember that guy. But so I'm going to get right into it. So what makes you go from one haunt to another? Is it just wanting to get a change, or?
When I sort of got into Halloween, I don't think I had much interest in it or a place near me. It wasn't actually until my second half of college that I actually started haunting at an actual haunted house. So I went to Wright State, and during my time there, I had seen some sort of media about Hell's Dungeon, and I wanted to go check it out. And so I had gone to check it out, and I messaged someone there, and I was like, "Are you guys volunteering?" And they said yes, or taking volunteers. Sorry, I can't speak either today. And so they said yes, and so I went to volunteer, and I've loved it ever since. And then once college ended, I moved back home. So then I had to find a different haunt a little bit closer. So then I ended up at the USS Nightmare, and I did that for 2 seasons, and I ended up this year trying out Kings Island.
Okay. So what kind of different scenes have you actually done, characters that you have done through your 5 years, right?
Yes, 5 years. Just completed my 5th.
All right. So what kind of characters have you been able to play with and work with?
So yeah, I think I've gone everything from like lab doctor to clown to vampire to scientist to elevator attendant to demon. I mean, yes. Those are all many different characters that I've gotten to play around with. So I think it's endless, really. It's hard naming them all, actually.
What's your favorite character that you've been able to play so far?
That's a really hard question, but I love it. I think it was actually this past one for the Valentine's event in Hell's Dungeon. Somehow it ended up being a great character that I was able to come up with, use, and they were able to let me use it. And by the end of the night, I had so much fun with it. It was so much fun.
Wonderful. So what did you take in college, can I ask?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I took graphic design.
Okay. So what you took in college has nothing to do with haunted houses, maybe advertisement, but
Right.
not really.
I did so for college, sorry.
No, you're fine.
For college, I did do an improv class, and I guess that sort of ties into haunted houses definitely in some aspect when you're acting. So sort of. Yeah.
Wonderful. When it comes down to haunted houses, you never really know exactly going into the season if you're going to stick with that character or if it's going to be one of those characters that you love more than any other. So I just read a message. Please let her say no. I appreciate the boops on my nose. But yeah, just when it comes down to it, you never know what you're going to get into. Sometimes when you're jumping around, it is one of the great things of just trying to figure out where you fit in, how it is, and I'm really glad that these different characters have been able to, because haunted houses is nothing but improvs.
Oh yeah.
So what's your favorite scare that you've been able to do?
I love that question too. These are such good questions. I would have to say, gosh, I was nervous for this type of question because there's so many, when you rack them up over 5 years. I think
I know the feeling.
yeah, I'm sure you do. Yes. You said favorite type of scare?
Your favorite, what's your favorite scare that you can really remember?
I think I had a lot of great scares this past Valentine's, but if we're going back in time, I think I had a really great scare that I was doing in the elevator at Hell's Dungeon, my second season, and that was just a wild ride because I had all different types of customers, all different types of backgrounds in there, and I'm sure because you've been there too. It's a tight knit space in that elevator, so it's sort of it gets a little crowded in there, but it every single group changes. But I've had one of my favorite scares is I had a group. We had a group of, I think it was like a sports league or something. It was like maybe middle schoolers or something. And I think they were of a different ethnicity because when they got in the elevator, I think they were speaking a different language, which is great to have those sort of customers sort of introduce themselves to the haunt industry. But I was playing a demon that night, and I don't know what it was. I had my whole shtick and my whole spiel like ready for every group that's in that elevator. I don't know what it was, but the moment I hit that button and the elevator started going, all these kids were running in this elevator, and I just dropped my whole spiel and just gave them hell. I was just running around in this elevator, and they were just losing their minds. It was so much fun.
I had myself muted. Sorry. As you bring up the elevator, I'm pretty sure that now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I know exactly. Because every single year I go through Hell's Dungeon. I try my hardest to go through the scenes, this and that. And I'm pretty sure you were my elevator operator at that point. And I love going through Hell's Dungeon.
Yeah.
Every single year because there's people that don't know me, people that know me, and every single year I go through and I try acting like Stuart. And people just don't know exactly what to deal with a guy that's acting like Stuart. And I try messing you guys up. I think at one point you flung yourself on the floor.
Okay, that probably would have been my first year. Yeah, I just went right into it, and I was just going crazy in there because I just sort of took it as this is an actual elevator. If this thing were actually crashing, what would I actually be acting like? So I was just going bonkers in that thing.
And if this is the time I remember, I do remember looking at the person, I think it was you, and looking at you and saying, well, as much as that's entertaining, I don't think you'll want to keep on doing that. Because after so many times, that's going to be too much. And you're like, open the door. And I walked out. And I was like, I hope like heck he understood what I was saying. But if that was you, great performance. If it wasn't, and whoever it was, and that, to tell you, the elevator is so dark.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they have the lights flashing, people having makeup on, it's hard to say exactly who was who.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if it was you, that was the only thing I wanted to say about your performance. It was great. Just slamming your floor and face on the floor repeatedly and going, "Oh, we survived," is a great thing. But you can get hurt off of that.
Yeah, so the funny story about that is I think there was a sort of like a social media influencer that came through and was able to do a walkthrough video, and they caught me in that act doing my whole spiel. It was dark, so you can't really see anything. But I think like halfway through the season, I put gloves on because I was constantly slamming that floor and constantly getting down on my knees. That dungeon is so hot in the fall. I had no idea my knees could sweat through the jeans of my pants until I finished my season there. I just like kept going. It was just so much fun.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that your experience at different haunted houses has been wonderful. Um, so I'm going to throw a really good question at you that we ask a lot of them, and I want you to take a little time to think about it if you would like. Now that you got 5 years underneath your belt, if you had a haunter or a person that was coming up to the haunting, what would you tell them? To just tell them, hey, I know that you're going to start the haunting. What is a piece of experience that you could give them and really want them to know?
You said someone new to haunting or someone who is
someone just brand new to haunting, first day of haunting, they just came up to you. What is a piece of advice that you can give somebody?
I think I would just say it's gonna feel weird in the moment, and you're gonna have anxiety, and you're gonna feel weird, and you're gonna be like, oh, people are looking at me. I can guarantee you there's other people that have done way weirder stuff than what you're about to do. You shouldn't even worry about it, because once you get to the end of the season, you're gonna have a blast, and you're gonna be like, what was I even worried for,
It's awesome. That's a really good answer, and I'm glad that your experiences have been so wonderful with it. Now we're going to go ahead and start doing some wonderful photos here, and I know
I love this part of the show.
Our research development team has went through every nook and cranny to find these photos.
Yes.
So prepare yourself, because I have not seen them.
You're in for a treat, I think. Oh my goodness. Okay, so backstory to this picture. So typically I am a home haunter. So I will go haunt at my parents' house for Halloween. I started that probably 16, 17. And so typically when I'm working a full-time job and they won't let me off for Halloween to go home haunt or do something, that's not really going to fly with me. So what I'll do is I'll see if, employees will be able to dress up or do whatever. So I think they had let me, and so I had taken actually an old Jack in the Box. I took the face that was on it, and I had actually just painted it on my face real quick because it was simple. And I went to work like that for my second half of my shift. And there's a picture on if you look in the Google Photos of that store that I was working at, it pops up of like me in the store. So it was, it's great. So, if you ever see me out in public looking like that, it's for a reason. This actually was a photo shoot that I did with one of the actors. We wanted to do a photo shoot for the Easter event. And yeah, that's just her in a fridge, just goofing around. So this one was fun. We did, we had a summer crew that went out to different events, and we just like had the coffin ride set up, and we just were characters, and that was for a Friday the 13th event in Fairborn. So I think my character's name was Dr. Bacon for that one, because I guess the makeup is like strips of bacon, or like the pattern. Yeah.
I accept Dr. Bacon.
I accept you too, Pyle. That was another street team event. That was for a pride event. Yeah, I like that one. So this one was Wow, you went way, 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 way back. I love it. So this one was my, gosh, I want to say that was my first makeup that my sister did on me that I like actually started haunting at my house. And I love that one. And I think that was the year we did a little setup in our yard because I was just so obsessed with Halloween. I got so obsessed with Halloween. And yeah, that was the first time my sister did my makeup when she was still at home. So she did a zombie look and she killed it. That was another sort of pride event for, oh gosh, I think it was around the Dayton Fairborn area. I'm not sure. There was a parade too, but those claws, they did not last that long. But boy, it was hot, and yep. Ah, this one. So my aunt and my cousin came to visit, and I had gotten the chance to get a picture with them beforehand. So, yeah, occasionally my family, if they have time, they'll come out and support me, and they'll try to get a picture if they come beforehand. It just depends on the haunt I'm at, but yeah, they came to see me, and that was a really great night, I think. So that was my very first day at Hell's Dungeon, my very first ever night haunting at Hell's Dungeon, my first haunted house. I was a character in the asylum called Booty Baby Boy. And so yeah, I don't think I felt
Booty
very
baby boy.
excited about the costume, but I just went for it. I was like, I'm here to volunteer, let's just go for it, you know?
Booty baby boy. I love that one.
So that was
The hell.
this is the craziest story because I can't believe it. So I think this was day 2 or day 3. They had asked me to come back after that first night, and I was like, absolutely. You know, I was doing college, but you know, I was free on the weekends if I got all my schoolwork done. And so the person that had chosen me to be in the brand new elevator, he didn't even come through. And his name is Sean at Hell's Dungeon. He's still there. He had chosen me to try out the elevator that he built. And that was just like, so I guess humbling, you could say. I'm like, you haven't even seen me. You haven't even met me. You've only heard me screaming at the top of my lungs. And I forget who took that picture, but that was my outfit, and it was crazy to think that someone who's never seen me and only heard me screaming at the top of my lungs, they would want to choose me as like something that they built from scratch and put their blood, sweat, and tears in. And I think I made them proud at the end. That was back on my first night. They had given me actor of the night when I volunteered that first night, and the person picking me up is Bear. He's Bear for a reason, and I just went with it, and it was such a fun night. I didn't expect like that night to go so much like fun as it did. Yeah, I just love that picture. Everybody does.
Oh, I know Bear very, very, very well.
So this one was my second season. This was a new character they wanted to try for the elevator, and I had the incredible Miss Andrea working with me on this character, and I absolutely loved it. This was the character that I was talking about the story at the beginning about one of my favorite scares. I absolutely loved the black and white, and I had teeth in too, and they had revamped the elevator scene, and it fit so well in there. It was sort of like a hotel vibe, and I I loved it. Every night playing that character, it was so much fun to put my own spin on a demon character. This one was fun. This was the another street team event. It was I want to say it was the Huber Heights parade. I'm not really sure what you would call me. I think I'm a science experiment with a firework in my eye. I loved that day. My friend had caught me that picture, and I think I'm playing with the claws because one of them is broken, and I just thought it was so funny. I love that one. That is one of my characters that I came up with at my house on Halloween. That was, oh gosh, I want to say 3 years ago, I think. Yes, maybe 2. Anyways, that was fun because I don't think he spoke for some reason. I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes silent ones are so much better.
So yeah. So I had also gotten into makeup. So I wanted to try out makeup because I was good at art from a young age, like hand drawing things. If I could see things, I could hand draw it out. So I tried my hand at makeup. And this is one of the characters I created. His name was Frostbite. So I sort of came up with a look, and the claws worked with it too. So yeah.
I really like that makeup job. You
Thank
did
you.
really well on that.
Thank you. Makeup always takes me too long. I don't know how these makeup artists do it, but they do, and hats off to them. So that was USS Nightmare. I was on the boat, and that was the laboratory scene. I love that
guy.
scene.
I know that guy very, very well.
The
animatronic.
monster.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's awesome. This was last year's Easter event at Hell's Dungeon. I stole the makeup off of some photo or something. I didn't really steal it, but I made it my own too. But yeah, I just put some ears on and sort of like took inspiration for a makeup, and it was quick, so I threw it on and I was like, cool, let's do it. Because it was sort of like a mask too, which is cool.
Right.
That was fun. So this one is my very latest character that I just created for Valentine's. He's a silent like creeper character. Pyle came through, and he knows what he does, but that night was so much fun, and that character, I loved the costume. I loved making it, and I just love the vibe of him. So it was really fun.
It's always fun seeing you guys come up with different things.
So this picture, so there's a lot to this picture. So this was one of my last nights at Kings Island. So what had happened was I had boots that I had chosen for sort of like a generic just boots for like haunt characters. So I had those, and those had been through 4 seasons. So they're bound to break eventually, right? So I'm going through the night, and it's like 30 minutes before the end of the night, right? I feel something on my shoe. Like it had started to separate the weekend before, right? So the sole had started to come off. So me and my grandfather, we had glued the sole together, hoping that it would just stay. It would be fine, right? we're great like that. And so I just winged it. I was like, okay, I'll bring my other pair of shoes in my car, but it's fine. My knee or my ankle was killing me the whole night, but I felt something on the right side of my shoe, and I looked down and it's my sole coming off. So I had gone back to our break area and I was like, hey, my sole just came off and I'm trying to like glue it back together with the little bitty baby amount of Gorilla Glue that I have. Didn't work. Comes all the way off. I'm like, screw it. There's 30 minutes left of this night. I'm just going to have fun. So I take it off and I start walking around with it, right? And I come across a customer and I don't really even, lunge at him. So I go to like hold up the sole as a, like, to be intimidating or whatever. And he's so intoxicated that he gives me the boo hands, smacks me right across the face and keeps walking.
Whoa.
Yep. And so then the photographer that night, his name is Jordan. He caught me. He's like, well, that's nice. You want a photo? I'm like, sure. Let's keep it, So that's one for the books.
I've heard actors say, "Fetch me their soul" before, but I, sir, you're taking this to a totally different level. You're ripping souls off, and I feel like you need to make a character that has a whole thing of souls from the bottom of their shoes, and just tell them that these are all the souls that you've been collecting to be a ginger.
That is such a great idea. I love that. I will, if I ever get the chance to do that, I will let you know and we can, we'll roll with the whole thing.
I need to get a picture of the soul taker.
The soul taker.
Right there.
Great. I love it so much.
If you're gonna be a clown like that, you gotta have a little fun with it. And I'm telling you, if you've got a whole bunch of souls hanging off your thing, you're gonna end up, and be prepared, because there will be somebody that finds a flip-flop and hands you the bottom of a flip-flop and says, here's your soul I've collected for you.
That's great. I had well, I'm not really sure how that story went, but I had asked there was one point in the night where I was going around asking people like what they were eating or what's in their purse, and some lady had said my sister or something, and I was like, you know what? In my head thinking, I'm not really going to respond to that. And I'm like, okay, and I just kept moving on because she could have been telling the truth, but she could have been lying, but I wasn't going to take that chance. Anyway, sorry. This is
I have an interjection.
Yes.
I have an interjection. My mother-in-law had my father-in-law in her purse, literally. So, his ashes. She had took him with her on a cruise with him, on a cruise with her, in a little tiny keepsake urn, so he could join her on the cruise that they wanted to take before he died.
Oh.
So it's not as weird as it sounds, but it is.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because the person who decided that they have to go through your stuff to make sure you're not bringing anything bad, and he just drops him in like he's nothing, and she looks at him. You just dropped him on his head. What's wrong? What's wrong? Pardon me. What's wrong with you?
I mean, if you don't know my character usually carries an urn around.
I've heard, yes.
He's heard. He's not seen Grandpa.
So yeah, the ashes and the urn thing, I guess it happens sometimes, and who knows? Maybe it was, it's 50-50. Anyway, sorry. This is a Christmas character that I came up with this past Christmas. I just sort of like to do makeup and come up with like little characters. His name is Mr. Canty Kane, like Cant. I don't know. I think so. But that was fun. I like the pillow though. The pillow is so I still have it. I'm looking at it right now, but I love that pillow. Yeah.
I made a character named Trader Claus, and he sat down at Hell's Dungeon right beside the Christmas tree, traded people candy canes for any item that they would give him, and I would decorate the Christmas tree that I was sitting right beside. I got a bus pass.
Holy crap. Wow. I hope they didn't need that.
Nope, he said he just got his license.
Oh, gotcha. Nice. That's nice. I haven't really gone into like the collecting side of haunting from customers, but I've been given like a random arcade item from like some customer that didn't want their little mushroom guy, so I got that, you know.
Now, years ago, I remembered going to Kings Island before Cedar Fairs bought it, before this and that. And down at the Midway, there was sliders. And this one group of kids was sitting there right there. And this slider looked at this kid behind this trash can. And then he's like, too easy. And he walked away. And I looked at him. I said, what? Why? And
Literally,
he looked over at me and goes, hey, big guy, if you think that you could do this, you go scare him. He's sitting behind a trash can because he wants to go scare his friends. So I walked up as close as I could, and I just yelled, "Rah!" as loud as I could. He knocked over that trash can, and he took off, and he was screaming, and his friends were clapping. And the slider came over and goes, very well done. He goes, would you like a job?
That's awesome.
I looked at him. I said, no, because I've been offered and phone called about that. He goes, well, I think you have what it takes. Well, for 20 some years, I've been doing just fine. So, you know, it's one of those things that I love seeing the actors. I love seeing different people interact. That time of the year is so great. It brings out the people that you usually don't get to see.
Yeah.
Just because they hide. And it's wonderful. So, what's one character that you have not done, but you kind of want to tinker with it?
So I won't be able to do it this year, but I want to do a St. Patty's Day character kind of. I've come up with my own costumes for like Christmas, Easter, Valentine's now, and I have like generic clown characters just in case, but unfortunately I have plans that won't let me do St. Patty's, but I'd like to do a St. Patty's character. That I think that'd be interesting to try to come up with. Yeah. As far as like haunted house characters, like your typical ones.
What's a typical haunted house character?
Okay, like
sir. I like the way you said that. Your typical ones.
I don't know. I think I've done like a lot of them that I don't know. I think I want to do like almost a character that's more theatrical, because I think that's I just love theatrical, anything theatrical. I've been doing theatrical stuff.
That's why you did the Hell Vegas so well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, I'd like to get back to that like sort of long form character. Yeah.
Now, Friday, I apologize. You've been really quiet, and unfortunately, I've just taken the show. So please speak about
You have
anything in here.
just
I'll
you've
mute myself.
ignored the messages. Okay. USS Nightmare is a ship, if I'm correct.
Yes, yeah.
Is it different to act on a ship than in a on land haunt?
Yes and no. So it's anchored to the land, so you don't typically feel it moving when you're open for the night or whatever. But sometimes I would be in the makeup room and it'll be windy and it'll start rocking or whatever. But you can't really pay attention to it when you're in the house. The When it rains, it's interesting because the floor gets wet. Yeah, I think there's just different aspects to it that are, you know, yeah. If that made any sense.
Yeah, that made wonderful sense. What has been the hardest thing you've learned as a haunter?
The hardest thing I've learned as a haunter. I think I think trying to think about this one really good. I think it's I love the fact that it's different every year, every night. All the customers are different, but it's also like the other side of it too is it's hard to improv too, and you can't prepare for the night for the season. You can't prepare for all the new faces you're gonna meet. Um, it's You just kind of have to accept the fact that you're not going to be prepared, and I think that's what's that's where like to be prepared, but I have to accept the fact that almost never going to be prepared. So I can prepare as much as I can, but there's always like the unexpected, and that's where the improv comes in. So I think, yeah, that's my answer, I guess, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Was it hard? Well, I think I have this one for both of you gentlemen. Was it hard to learn improv in a hunt setting?
You can go first, Pyle, if you want.
No, go ahead. You're the wonderful guest. I want to hear what you say, and then I'll go ahead and tell you what I feel, unless it's the exact same thing. But
I think when I first started, yeah, because I wasn't really well, I was in the improv class in college, but I think it's just such a different form of improv because you're in a different setting from everything. I think um yeah, it's you just have to get used to it, I think, and you have to find ways to actually improv and how to improv, I guess.
okay. So my answer is going to be a little different because my improv usually comes along the lines of what character I'm playing, and I usually go for the characters that are the ones that people don't dare try doing in regular world. As in like I play a around Valentine's Day, I will play Honey Glaze, and we know Honey Glaze oh so well, don't we, Jenny? But Honey Glaze is one of those characters that I love playing because he just absolutely. Yep, there's Honey Glaze in
Yes,
all
I've
his
heard
glory.
about Honey Glaze, and I hats off to you because I mean that's great.
Honey Glaze is one of those characters that he will offer you chicken wings, and he will eat these chicken wings. He'll smear them over himself. He's got them down his shirt. At one point, I'm sure I had it down my leg because I actually rip off my tearaway pants. And doing improv right there, I could say the same exact thing over and over, but it's how you act is what's going to get people's attention far more. So when it comes down to improving, I'm thinking, what's the things I don't want to say to you in public? Because I could do it right now. So me telling you that you almost look as delicious as a chicken wing, here, let me go ahead and get a good old taste of you, is something that people just don't look at people say.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel very uncomfortable. And that's usually how it is. Here this coming up Friday the 13th, I will get the opportunity to bring out another side of me at a different haunt. And have you ever thought about eating dog food?
No, but that's not to say I've eaten other things. But I also had a question for you, Pyle. How was your bathtub after a night of honey glaze?
So a night of honey glaze going down the drain is orange sometimes. And that's fine, but it's not the bathtub that much as my washer just absolutely despises me and has called abuse on me many different times.
I can imagine.
But yeah, there will be an opportunity that I have some of these cans of what's called gravy train dog food. And my dogs are enjoying it because they're going to get the gravy dang dog food. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just clean out those cans oh so well while making meatball and brown gravy and stuff them right back in those cans. That way when people come and see me, I will have cans of makeshift dog food, which will be edible by the time it gets done. And I'm going to put it right in a dog dish and I'm going to eat it in front of everybody.
I wish you the best of luck in that. That sounds very interesting.
It sounds like you just want to come up to Haunted Town Hall in Lafayette, come see me, put a big old smile on
I'd
your
be
face.
terrified too.
I'm just saying. I know Hell's Dungeon really wants this character to come play, but this time Lafayette's getting it.
Gotcha. I'm sure they're in for a really good treat.
He's already been warned.
Dog food, no.
He's already been warned, and this ain't the first time he's had something like this. There was a whole thing of Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, and I just covered my face at the end of the night in front of people. And yeah, everybody's I've never gotten sick from any of my characters, thank God.
That's what I was gonna ask too. Was Honey Glaze pre-COVID or post-COVID?
Oh, he was post.
Gotcha.
Yep. It actually started as a joke. I know this is all about you on this show, but I'll give you a...
You're good. I'm interested. I'm leaned in.
So Honey Glaze, that wonderful son of a gun, was actually a joke because one of our friends kept on saying that she was going to get married. Well, they said that they were going to get a stripper, and I said, oh, I can get you a stripper. And they said, okay. I said, yeah, his name is Honey Glaze, and he comes on there, and he might want to wrestle you, but he'll go and get some power food while he's eating chicken wings. He'll smear them all over, and Then one day I was told, hey, we want to see something else of your characters. And I said, okay. So it was Valentine's Day at Hell's Dungeon, and I decided that it was going to be the day that Honeyglaze actually stepped forwards and said hello to everybody. And so far, everybody's loved taking pictures with Honeyglaze. This year with Honeyglaze, there was multiple people that they loved getting the pictures with him. And he actually was telling people, okay, guys, it's Valentine's Day. We want to know how you really feel about each other. Go ahead, go up to them. Here's the photo. You guys get one opportunity to take a good photo. Go ahead and choke each other. And you guys had so many people. But yeah, I mean, I love Honeyglaze. I love it. So now we're going to do a part of the show that we love doing this part of the show. Because it is Questions by Dante. We love this little guy. And this little guy, he's got some very, very unique questions. And
Awesome.
brace yourself because we never know what Dante's coming up with.
I love it.
He saw your birthday cake whenever I was looking through your pictures, and he loves SpongeBob. He want to know which one's your favorite character.
Oh my goodness. I think I like Squidward a little bit right now. I think I'd have to go with Squidward right now. I haven't been watching too much SpongeBob right now. I sort of like some of the background characters too. Some of the like one-time episode characters too. But I think I'd have to go with Squidward right now.
Ooh, do you have a favorite one-time, one-episode character then?
I think, okay, it's kind of obvious, but I think I like the Halloween episodes or like the spooky episodes too. I think I had a love for the chocolate episode, the one where they're selling chocolate. I had a love for that one. Oh my gosh.
Chocolate, huh?
Yeah.
I
That is
remember
awesome.
when chocolate was
Yes.
created.
So yeah, I'm a big
Who
SpongeBob fan too. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's fine. So is he. Ooh, throw me that blanket. I gotta show him. Okay, I had to get this for him. We just found it. I don't know if you can see him, but can you see?
Sorta.
There's my background. There
I
we go.
see.
No, I
I
think my
see
background is
Pink
making it
and
hard to see
SpongeBob.
A
SpongeBob.
little bit. I think it is it SpongeBob
Yeah.
and then the yes.
It's
Is it
SpongeBob and
one
little
of those-
flowers.
Yes. Is it one of those ones with the hood and you can just wear it as a blanket?
No, it's just
Oh, okay.
a little toddler blanket.
Love it. Sometimes I get blankets too. I got a blanket for Christmas and it's all about horror movies. Which way is this blanket going? It's
I saw that one in
too.
the picture.
Yes.
That is a great blanket.
I loved it. I love it. Love it.
Who is your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero, definitely Nightwing. I love me some Nightwing. He is underrated.
Oh yeah, Nightwing is awesomeness.
Yes.
Did you have a favorite toy at school?
Ooh, that's a good question. A favorite toy at school. Gosh, we went through those phases of like silly bands too, and the eraser little animal things on top of your pencil thing. Favorite toy at school. I think I really like the Legos too, but I don't know if they ever had Legos for me, to mess around with.
He loves Legos. He loves
I
magnetic
love
blocks.
Legos. Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay. Do you have a favorite SCP?
Ooh, sorry, what is that?
Secure, protect, contain. Like the Siren Head and there's like a ton of them. I guess if you don't know what they are, he definitely suggests looking them up. There's some of them are actually really scary if
I
they were
will
real.
definitely. I will what is it called? I'll write it down because I'm all for this.
SCP.
SEP.
SCP.
SCP. Okay,
Secure, contain, protect.
gotcha. Got that down.
Just
I'm
look it up
interested.
on YouTube. You'll find all sorts of
Gotcha.
videos.
I love it. I'm excited.
What is your favorite food?
Ooh, favorite food. I'd have to say pasta. Pretty sure it's pasta. Yeah, pasta.
Pasta is good. Do you have a favorite
Pasta.
sauce for that pasta?
Oh man, there's a really, really, really killer sauce that my mom makes. It's like an orange gravy sauce. I'm not quite sure what she calls it, but oh my gosh, it's so good on the pasta. So good.
Okay, now I want a recipe so bad to
Yeah.
find out
Oh my
what it
gosh.
tastes
I
like
need to
and make
find
it
it
for my
too.
family.
And now when she sees this, she's gonna whip that recipe out and she's gonna just blast me with it. And then yeah.
Yes, please share so I can make it for
Yes.
them.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I say them because all three of the kids that had wanted to say hi, and the oldest one, Cassie, had sent the boops.
Nice.
I hope you don't mind those boops from them.
I send nose boots right back. Right back.
Okay, he sends nose boops back, Cassie.
Tons of nose boots.
That made her happy.
I'm glad.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's usually just 5 questions, so those are his questions.
I love
Did you have
Those
questions?
are awesome. Do I have questions for him?
Well, do you have questions for anybody? Because he's sick, so that's why they're all like kid centered.
I love him. I loved him though.
Yeah, that is awesome. But do you have questions for us about that you had wanted to ask when you came on about haunting? Because I don't think we ever asked that question.
I hadn't think about questions for you guys. I just got so tongue tied.
Well,
but I like how that.
If it makes you feel
like
better,
how you
we don't think of our questions. It's actually one of our rules that we really don't think of the questions before the show. We actually do this on the fly.
That's the best.
Except for Dante's. I collect them before the show because he will take over the show and you will learn about Sea Hand Monster, the Train SCP. You will learn about everything he's learned about SpongeBob. This is why I do pre-show questions for him.
Love it. I might.
Okay.
Excuse me. I might have to come up with questions for you guys, but
okay, that'll work.
Yeah.
But other than that, what has been the one experience haunting that has made it all worth it?
I love that question. I think like family support and like just the different interactions and like the show definitely too. I think just seeing my progress too. I don't know, just to see how far I come and to know that like people are okay with me being this weird, you know, and I think
we love you as you are.
Yes. I think it's many different things. I don't think it's just one thing, you know.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
I got a good one for you.
Gotcha.
And I hope you can take a little time to really think this one because I'm sure it's happened to you. What is something that set you back as being a haunter, but you were able to look at it and say, okay, I'm going to redo this and I'm going to make this better?
I love that question. Trying to think.
That's why I said you might want to take a little time.
Yeah, I will.
Probably think of that one.
Something that set me back. Ooh. I think as I think I don't know. It's a tough topic to talk about because it's such like a niche thing. Like that's like if you're a haunter, you know. But I think when you're a haunter, you can have the best time and the worst time. You know what I mean? And I think we're all different, and you have to accept the fact that we're all different. We're all unique, and we at the end of the night, we just come together and just create the best experiences. But I think it's the behind the scenes stuff of sometimes you won't click with somebody. It might like you won't click with somebody, or you'll have your disputes or your ups and downs.
Right.
But I think like for me, sometimes like who I am as a person, some people won't click with that. And I think I have to find a way to sort of stick to myself sometimes. And I think sometimes that's the best thing to do is just stick to yourself and just have fun, I guess. But I mean, I guess there's a balance, but sometimes that balance can get a little off kiltered, and I don't know.
I got you. And have you ever looked at it and said, you know what, I'm going to overcome this?
Yeah, I think some moments, I think there's some friendships and coworker relationships that you're like, why does this keep coming up or whatever, or why can't we just come together as a family, or what can I do better? And I think a true like haunt family, you'll always have that person that is is they might be distant 1 month or in the background, and you might be on separate sides, but there'll come a time when they'll really stick up for you and they'll surprise you and they'll have your back. And that's a pivotal moment, I think, in the haunt industry, because that there's people there by your side and they see you, and that's a really good thing to have in the haunt industry.
I would say you got a good place there. You got. That that being said, every haunt's going to be different, and when you go and you're like, oh, I'm moving on, you're going to get into it again and again and again. There's not a single haunt that I can ever say I've never been like, well, but the thing is, after so many years of me doing this industry, I get into places and people are just like, I can't wait till this person shows up.
Yeah.
It's one of the great things because improv is a wonderful tool.
Oh yeah.
And when you're doing improv, you can do improv, and some people will be like, oh man, I loved it, and other will be like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't get to see it. But you just can't make everybody happy.
Yeah, period. Point blank. Amen to that.
I don't know a single place that you're going to ever have everybody happy and everybody's cool and everybody went home thinking all the same thing every single time. Ain't no way. You add new people, you take people away. There's people that thought, well, that person could have done better. There is just no way to make everybody happy. And if you think that you're going to make everybody happy, you are so sadly mistaken. But that's not just in high industry. That's in life. And So here's a really good question, and I know I keep on saying I got a good question, but how have most of the people that you've interacted outside the haunt house industry kind of handled or kind of acted after you told them that you were a haunter, or they found out you are a haunter?
I love these questions. They're so good. Those are great questions. You're very right. I think a lot of times it's like, oh, cool. They kind of want to know more. Sometimes it's met with sarcasm, like, oh, you just work to scare people, or you just, I don't know. Sometimes it's met with sarcasm. Sometimes it's meant with curiosity, interest. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I work with a haunted house too, and we hit it off right then and there. But
right,
it's, I don't know, it's very niche, so but it's getting there, so it's a mix up.
Yeah, you're always gonna have those people out there that just look at you like, oh, you're one of those. And then you're like, yeah. But as long as you enjoy doing it, I don't care what anybody says. You got to enjoy what you're doing. And this is not the industry. And I hate to tell you people, this is not the industry that most people go into it and say, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Right.
I will sadly tell you that being a millionaire in this industry, it doesn't happen very much. Not saying that you can't be a millionaire. I mean, most of the money for haunters go into haunting and what you do. So it's But I have asked a whole bunch of questions. Friday, I really feel bad because I have taken over my own show and I've not been quite a friend to you. And my question for you is, do you want to kick me out of the show?
No.
I'm just saying.
No, I want to keep the pile. It's just like, you told me, put the questions over here. And then it's like, hey, I'm over here.
Let me go ahead and point something out. As we always do these shows, the little thing in our side is we have this studio chat. This studio chat, anybody that's part of the studio doing the podcast, you can read. Okay. I've got one question that says, what's your favorite food? Cassie sends nose boops. Okay, I understood what that was. And I figured the favorite food was something that was going to be, there was a pictures and there is a whenever you'd like. And then there was a SSS Nightmare. And I didn't know if the pictures were part of the USS Nightmare question. So I got really confused. So
but normally you're like Jennifer. You have this twinkly in your eye.
You're right. And honestly, there was not quite the understanding of the twinkleness. But this is one of the things that we love about this show. We created this show with the understanding that we wanted to have fun. We wanted to enjoy it. We wanted to have it like a conversation of me sitting right across the table from you, where me and you's having this conversation and you can give me truthful and honest answers. And I never want to script a single one of these shows. And if I ever had to script one of these shows, I'd probably pull my hair out while ripping and tearing up the script. Because anybody that knows me, I am not the best at reading. So a script just doesn't work for me. So
I'm not the best at talking. So, it works out.
But that was one of the things I wanted to make sure that everybody understands that, when we do these shows, we want the questions, we want this and that.
Yeah.
Be a live show, be a pre-record show. There's a lot of possibilities for a lot of things, and we're very glad that AJ, you came on here, you talked to us. Now let's go ahead and talk about something really important because we're only a couple months from it, and it's actually in May. AJ, are you considering going to the Ohio Hunters Convention? That is May 9th and 10th at the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio.
So I just got this question yesterday too, last night, and I've been to the reformatory once. It's a little ways away from where my sister is, but you're really enticing me here. I really want to. I don't. I'll try to figure it out into my schedule. Again, I can't talk. Why is this happening? I think I'll try. Yeah.
So all I can say is it's a great opportunity for us in the hunt house industry here in Ohio to be able to have this convention. And the convention is one of those conventions that we actually have put it together because people here in Ohio have asked for it. The last time I looked at a number, Ohio had the tally of hunts operating this year, and the numbers will go up, the numbers will go down. We know this, but we're already 154 for the 2026 season. That absolutely destroys every other state.
Yeah.
But the very important thing is that people have asked for this convention. We have looked at them and said, yes, we want to do this convention. And here on Janer's Haunted Secrets, we are very excited because we are going to be able to spend quality time with the people that go to the costume ball. And there is going to be a costume contest there, and we never know what we're going to see. And I know the judges are going to be like, man, this is really hard. But someone is going to win a top trophy award, and I'm really glad. But so if you have the opportunity, you get the chance, I highly encourage to think about it. And if you do go, I would love to see you in person, and we'll go ahead and get some photos together because I want to see every haunter come up and say hi. I want photos. I'm really bad about taking photos with people, but man, I should start that. I need to put that on my resolution, and I'm already failing.
I think that'll be my bucket list for this year. I think I have to at least try and come up. Cause yeah, I'd love that too.
It would be awesome, and excuse me. We got some really good vendors that are going to be at that show, so we cannot wait. I know I've already bothered my wonderful boss so much. He already knows that there is no ands, ifs, or buts about it. No one's getting a hold of me during this convention because I will be up there on Friday. Because there's actually a haunted house that is going to be operating on Friday just because the convention's coming in town. And then Blood Prison will be operating on Saturday and Sunday during the convention.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've wanted to check out Blood Prison for a little bit while now. I've also wanted to go to Trans World somehow, some way. I'm always looking up. I'm always on YouTube looking up everything when I miss something, and I don't know. I think it's coming up. I feel it coming up. I feel the opportunity coming up, and I feel the check mark arriving.
If I didn't have prior engagements, and I know that a lot of people that do watch this show have contacted me and asked me, if I'm going, and I cannot make it this year because I am doing something special with my son on that Sunday. So I cannot go to the convention because I got that right there. But Transworld is absolutely a wonderful show. Um, it is a sensory overload. If I could make any suggestions to you, have you ever been to any type of convention?
I've been a part of a convention, but I can't remember if I've been to a. I can't remember. I
So,
don't. Definitely not that size.
so what I will suggest, and I suggest this to so many people, and it's not because I'm partial, it's because I have sensory overload issues very hard, and conventions can be so sensory overload. Um, my suggestion is take the time, go to a smaller convention, find a really, really small one, um, and then go from that convention and decide that you're going to go next year to a bigger one. Then go from that one the following year, go to another one. So, Ohio Hunters Convention, Midwest Hunters Convention, which is in um, uh, Chicago. And then from Chicago, the next year, I suggest you then start going to Transworld. Whatever you do, do not go Transworld before you go to other conventions
Gotcha.
because that is going to be so much of a sensory overload that
Yeah.
you're not going to brace for that one. And then you're going to come to the other ones and you're going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. I want to see how Ohio Hunters Convention goes. Then next year, I do want to see if I can go back to Midwest. And one of these years, I'll go back to Transworld. There are plenty conventions and cons that are going on. So there's also one down in Tennessee. I was supposed to go see that. And if I do go there, I get to see my friends that are part of the Clown Mafia. Yes, the Clown Mafia, because I've been warned.
Mm.
They threaten me with silly string.
It's interesting.
So, but yeah, absolutely suggest you go to a convention, go to something, go to go up to Cleveland. Cleveland Hunters Club's got their halfway to Halloween.
Yeah,
And
I've
they
seen
also
some.
have the Hunters Garage Sale.
Yeah, I've seen some. I've always seen those halfway to Halloween expos, and just sometimes it just, I don't know, I get caught up in something, or I'm working or whatever, my full-time job or something. But I've always been wanting to go to like those conventions, and like even like Horror Hound in Cincinnati or whatever. Like it'll be like I think like this past time I was completely off work and it happened, and I just like didn't think to plan to go. Like
Right.
it's just, yeah. I don't know. Like AJ, just get off your butt and go. Like
Plenty of different opportunities to different conventions. It's just one of those things is when you get in there, understand that the faster you get in there, the less people that'll be in there. So if you're a person that has anxiety from a lot of people, give yourself opportunity to take a chance to step back. Horror Hound is where you're going to see a lot more of your actors that are from the actual movies.
yeah.
So that's that one. I'm sorry, I will not be able to go see Eddie Munster this year because I don't think me and his schedule is going to see. But I do want to go see Butch Patrick again. So yeah, but I'm glad that you're thinking of this, and you don't see any future of you giving this up yet. I can see that wonderful smile and that grin. There it is. There
Yeah,
it is.
definitely not.
So yeah, absolutely. Keep on learning as much as you possibly can, and pass what you have learned onto other people. Friday, do you have anything else?
My closing question would be, what is, because I don't think we've asked this one yet, and I usually like hearing the answer to this. What is like the one tool or acting thing or mindset that you would say to the younger haunters as they're going in, learning, and becoming a part of the trade?
Kind of touched on that, but yeah, you worded it differently. AJ, go ahead because
Yeah,
I
but
deal with my what was it? I'm sorry.
the tool, because you said what would you tell, but what is a tool? Like that is like the difference. It feels like
Right. So I typically, so my tool is something that it's so obvious, but it's like really like if you're having like I know when I played the demon character, I'd never played a demon character. I don't have the voice for a demon. So I was sort of like panicking in the moment. I was like, how do I pull off a demon when I don't sound like a demon? I don't have to walk like a demon. Let me just show you something here. This thing. You can get all your inspiration, all your answers, all your tools, anything you want off of this. And I think that's like the most overlooked thing when people are like, I don't know what to do for this scene. I don't know what to say. How are people going to come through? I think when I first started, I used to say that I was a self taught haunter. You really can't be a self taught haunter when you've never been in a haunted house. But I was watching so much YouTube and just so much content of Halloween that I saw what other actors do and I was like, how can I incorporate that? Just use what you have like right there in your hand, that little magic black box. We can get all of our information, anything we want, out of that little black box. It's just a backup. And really, if you have other actors around you that are veterans, don't be afraid to ask those veterans any questions too. You're not, I can guarantee you there's not a question that they haven't heard. There's not a situation that they haven't been given that they can't really help out with in any way, shape, or form. Just don't be afraid to, use what you know, the people around you. Just, have fun and use whatever you can.
Okay, Jenny, Friday, I do ask that you find 3 more questions.
I have.
You want 3 more questions?
I want 3 more questions because I've been a bad person and I did not let you ask questions. And I even got a message from you that says, "Can I ask questions?" And yes, you do get asked questions. And you know what? I'm going to sit here in the corner all by myself.
You don't have to be all by yourself. We love you. You know they love you.
Sorry.
You had,
go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You tell your I had thing first.
Okay. So Pyle, you had mentioned sensory overload, and that really struck a chord with me because sensory overload, I also have started to experience while I'm haunting. So whenever I first start haunting or whatever, whenever I first start the season and whenever I'm in a new scene, I have ADHD. I was recently diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder when I was a senior in high school. It's a mild, it's a hidden disability, whatever. I rock it anyways. But sometimes I will get like sensory overload when I first start in a scene. It takes me at least, before we even start, when you're hanging out in your scene, to get used to all the sights, sounds, when everything's going off. And I think people are surprised sometimes that, even if I'm a veteran at a haunt, I still get jumpy. I'm like, I'm a human being. I have, a brain. I have chemical things happening in my brain. I'm a human being. I have, reactions too. I'm not a perfect, like, stone faced, big, huge guy walking through a haunted house. Like, nothing can scare me. I'm a human being. And I think, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because I can, I'll get used to it and I'll lock in and I'll adjust, but, we're all human beings, and just, like, be aware that, like, I don't know, people get sensory overload, and not everybody's just going to click in a scene and know what's going on, or the air cannon that's coming off, like, not simultaneously, but, but, like, at one of the haunts, I did a walkthrough with our veterans, and someone had startled me, and they were like, "You work here? You're a veteran. I mean, worked here." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm a human being, so sensory overload is a thing." And the thing that sort of, like, I don't know, gets me is when other actors they see that sensory overload or that part of me that flinches or whatever, and they try to pursue that and go after it, and they try to scare me, which is, like, I don't know, cool, I guess, but at the end of the day, I get over it. And but I don't know, it's a thing. So, but we're not all the same human beings. And I think, like, when it's annoying when customers try to scare you too, because that's also a danger. And it's when I flinch, I sort of, they'll be like, haha, I scared you, or wow, but, like, I'm a human being. Like, a customer coming at you, like, you're constantly in your head. If you're at some place like Kings Island, you're constantly in your head about who's coming up, who's around you, what are the type of customers, you're thinking, what are these customers doing? Could they do? You have so many thoughts in your head that a customer coming at you and trying to scare you, you're gonna flinch if you're someone like me, and I don't know, like, it's just, be aware that, like, you're not a perfect human being, and it's gonna happen. Yeah.
You're absolutely right, and I will tell you that there has been one person that I was not ready for this group. There was, like, so much of a gap between groups, and I was like, well, I guess we're all done. And then somebody said, hey, as soon as that group gets past you, you're done. I said, okay. And I start packing up everything, and found out that there was one group that was right behind me, and they're like, hey, and I jumped, and I just, like, and they said, did we scare you? I was like, I don't even work here. I was trying to steal stuff. And they're like, what? And I was like, you didn't see me. And I ran. And the person's just like, oh my gosh. I think he was, like, legit. And that is a true thing. I mean, when people try scaring you, it's fun. It's this and that. Once in a while, I'll even go and I'll let somebody think, oh, I scared you, because they'll be like, ah, and I'm like, oh, that was pretty good. And then I'll just go as far as I can away from them, and then I'll start charging at them and slam my hand against the wall. I'm a big guy. And it's like, did I scare you?
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
But yeah, one of the worst things of being a haunter, and don't worry, Jenny, you still get 3 more questions. Or 2
Yes,
more.
3 more questions, Miss Jenny.
I want to point out that one of the worst things of being a new haunter is sitting in a room and you're listening to all the sounds, trying to figure out what you're doing, this and that, and you're not in there, because you're a veteran. You're in there because you're new. And you're like, okay, this isn't just a new scene. I'm a new actor. And sometimes it's nice to have somebody near you. That way you can be like, okay, well, how did I do on this? But when you're sitting there, you're brand new, never been in this industry, and everything is making sounds, your imagination goes so fast.
Yeah.
And you don't know the rhyme, you don't know the reason, you don't know when the first person's coming. No one's told you anything.
Right.
All of a sudden you're sitting there and you're just like, okay, what do I do next? Next thing you know, one of the actors pops in there and they go, hey, there's a group coming. Scares the living crap out of you. You hit the ground and you're just like, am I ready for this?
Yeah.
And all you can do is say, yeah, I've got this. Man, I'm going to screw up so many damn times. But you know what? I screw up. They'll never know I screwed up.
Right.
Because they're just one person out of a whole team.
Right.
So always remember, you are part of that haunt team. But yeah, I don't really have too many fears that are legit fears for me. And it is heights. I can't stand heights. Me and heights, yeah, you can be on one side of the room, I can be on the air. We can get along, but I don't like heights. The second thing I do not like is no sound. Total quiet. I don't like that. And I actually put that in my haunt. Where everybody's like, oh, you gotta get pumped up, you gotta get... And there's a section that it is so quiet. And I love it. Because it makes people go, are we done? Are we done? And then you get hit with one of the most intense scenes that we have. And I'm like, no.
Nice.
So, all right. Since I made that comment, I'm going to go right here and here. And
okay. I realize we're on chainers. We're not on unprinted pages, but there's a point to this. And okay, for whom the bell tolls. I don't know if on TikTok or on Facebook you found Hell's Bells with Lily and Penny and Belle and all the characters. Have you found that series yet?
I think I've heard of it. I will have to, yeah.
One of the one of the ongoing things is, what are the personalities of the demons? There's different types of demons, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you took your demon and you built it around AJ, not what you think a demon should be, what would the demon be with AJ's characteristics?
Ooh,
and you use that to scare. Do you think you can make a better demon with that thought process?
That's such a creative question. I think yes, because there's so many sides to me, and like there's different characteristics to me. You know, there's different sides to me. Some sides you'll never like see only if you've known me for a long time. So I think I want to say yes, but again, like it's more of like a until it's actually done, we'll see. But you know, I want to say probably, you know, I think I have enough characteristics within myself that I could, you know, play around and, you know, end up with something that's, you know.
What has been a character that you have that you've given more of you to it, to making the character better than the others?
So like, are you talking like character within a haunt storyline. Ooh, because King's Island, it's not really like actual storyline characters. I was a roamer, so let's think. Yeah, I would definitely say that the elevator attendant, the elevator character, I think, um, because I was two different attendants, the actual like elevator attendant looking guy and the demon, it's I think one stands out more than the other, but I think being that first elevator character, I think it gives like an idea of how you could play it in there. But yeah, because people bring it up sometimes when I'm over there, and I think I think that's why like character pages are fun too, and media and stuff, and helpful too. But yeah, I think the elevator character would be the character that probably lended a hand to some ideas and some, you know, characters. Yeah.
That is awesome. I think that is one of my favorite things. And I want more of like the haunters because Raz is a storyteller. You've probably
Yeah.
picked that up. I don't know if you've read any or watched any of his stories that he's voiced or listened to them on other the creepy pastas on other podcasts. But he had done something that I wish more haunters would. He had wrote out a very well written world and the backstory of his character. And I want to see more haunters who believe in that give bigger worlds, bigger notes, or even have them published.
Yeah. That would be
Uh,
cool. Yeah. I haven't looked into his stories and characters and whatnot, but I should. I think I need to. Yeah.
yeah, I always recommend everybody should read Raz T Slasher, but also I wanted to suggest giving your characters like a written out backstory, even if it's like a
Yeah.
really short 3 or 4 paragraph thing. That
Yeah.
way you can help yourself think out the person, the
Yeah. Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that's what you have notes of.
So I used to have notes of the characters just as like a reminder of how I'm playing it. I used to have that. I'm not sure if I have that now, but I had like a notepad in my phone of like here's character ideas or what I've come up with, or I'll find quote inspiration or line inspiration for dialogue and stuff, and I'll put that in there just so I have it as again a tool, just so if I'm like completely stuck on what am I going to say, I can have those just to go off of. I even like sometimes I even wanted to like I was like, what? How can I come up with different things? And I almost wanted to take. I remember I almost wanted to take Spirit Halloween animatronic lines and like revamp them, sort of. I don't think I had needed to do that, but I think that was an idea I had. Like, it's weird things like that. You can take inspiration from anything. Yeah.
I like that. I agree.
So I'm going to chime in here and say this is a opportunity for me just to tell you that you have the chance to make a backstory for any character. If it is a rumor, if it's a person that has a story, you don't have to show everybody that story. But if you do make a backstory for your characters, it gives you a opportunity. That way you can make that character kind of your own.
Yeah.
And you understand why that character is doing what that character's doing. Is it scaring? Is it taking a person and you've got a clown that's carrying souls of shoes around, and he just didn't understand that he's a demon clown, and he was supposed to collect actual people's souls, not souls from people. You know, it's
Gotcha.
a opportunity for you to kind of look at it and say, you know what, I'm going to own this character, even though I only get a total of 3 seconds to interact with this person. But the opportunity you get through your characters might be something bigger, as in, like, your character might do something, or they might look a certain way, and someone might come up and say, well, why do you have souls? And you can look at them and say, okay, it was a misunderstanding on my part. But ever since I misunderstood it, I guess everybody I kill, I just take their souls off. Yeah, it's extra work, but you know what? I was told to be a soul collector. And that's a opportunity that you have, no one else has. There is a character I know for a fact that she was at King's Island, and she was a roamer, and she made an entire character that liked trash. Oh, she loved trash. Her character was the trashiest trash person. And anytime that she would see trash on the ground, she would pick it up and she would put it in her hair. She would do this and that. And at the end of the night, she would get rid of all the trash. But she was slowly picking up the park while doing this. And her character was just a trash collector.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
she's
go ahead.
She's one of my favorite ones when it came down to it, because I asked her, I said, why? And she goes, because I like trash. And she found tickets that were 50-50 tickets, and she attached them to her while she was doing her thing.
Nice. So I sort of missed this while I was talking about it, but yes, I have come up with a backstory for like my Christmas character. I don't have a backstory for every character, but I came up with a backstory for my Christmas character, and I actually like wanted to like use the props that I brought to like the dungeon, and I wanted to like have a purpose for them. So I made a backstory, and then for some reason I was hoping that people saw it. Certain people saw it, but like I just really played around with like, these are why these props are, I've chosen these props because they're part of the backstory. So if anybody were to ever like, delve deep into like, whatever I do, or, I guess.
I get you. Why does my character actually have urns on him? Why does he do this and that? And that's one of the kickers. No one's going to know until you actually dig into it. And usually I tell people, well, this is my grandma. She didn't really want to spend time with me while she was around, so now she's not. And no one wanted to spend time with her after she was gone, except for me. So I get to spend time with her when she didn't want to spend time with me.
That's deep. I love it.
So yeah, but that's...
My father-in-law hates to be hugged. I picked up his urn and hugged it and kissed the top of it and said, now you can't get away from me. I'm going to hug you anyway.
I got you where
I don't do it often. But it's like, you deserve a hug.
Yeah.
You did this to yourself. But yeah, so that's just one of those things. I'm going to look at you and tell you, don't give up on that story lining. Because it's very, very important that you do the storylining. But Friday, I can disappear again.
No, you don't have to disappear. I'm
Well, I was
I
blabbing
don't
on
know
too. I'm a big blabber. I go on and on and on.
that's
And
why
then I
I
like
love you.
bring myself back around into a circle and I'm like, how did I get here?
Well, yeah, and no, I was not looking for a reason to show a book during this, but both of it, the whole entire idea of how do you build what the demon is. She had this is the back of it. She had explored that. And he's explored different ways you can do characters. And your makeup, you're exploring the different ways to do makeup. And the only reason the makeup artists do it so quickly and so fast and intricately, when you do it 25 times a night or more, you get going really fast.
Yeah.
So your makeup, you build it and then you just keep doing it and you practice on others. And or mannequins.
Yeah, true. So I had recently, just like last weekend, I had gotten my sister gave me back her airbrush that I gifted to her. She hasn't really used it, but she just sent me back with her that airbrush. So I'm excited to try airbrushing, I think. I'm nervous, but I think like it's just today's makeup thing. So I think I gotta at least try it and give it a go.
Because you can always cover it in saran wrap and tape it tightly and then test it. That way you have an easy way to clean it off.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. That's nice, yeah.
So one thing I do want to point out when you're doing this, and I really want to stress this. If you're doing airbrush, understand that you're going to have overspray.
Oh.
So really get yourself in a spot, in a place that is ventilated.
Gotcha.
Because you're going to have the overspray and not mean to do overspray. That is something I learned from Transworld last year when somebody said, "Yeah, I'm going to do makeup," and they said they were going to do like brush makeup, and they went from brush makeup to bring in an air compressor, and found out that overspray is a legit thought. It looks great on a lot of things, but you don't get texture from air. You get texture by brush. You get texture by prosthetics. Unless you actually get something and you spray really hard and heavy on it, you're not going to get the lift textures.
Gotcha.
So just wanted to chime in there and say what I've learned. Now, if someone sees this video and says, I can prove you wrong, I wanted you to prove me wrong because you can see texture design, but you're not going to get the actual texture. When you apply it with a brush, you can get the brush differences in the bristles. That'll give you a type of texture. So
thank you for that. Thank you.
It's something to think about. Overspray. Yeah. It happens.
Gotcha.
If you do it in agriculture, it costs you a lot of money.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Hey, the next question I have is, where do you like to go to relax and calm down after a night of hunting?
Ooh, love this question. So usually after a night of haunting, I'm like so tired, like especially at the beginning of the season. I never stretch. I always forget to stretch. And then my calves are so tight, I'm like biting down on something. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have stretched. But usually I'm so obsessed with like media and stuff that usually I'll just go back to my apartment, chill out like before bed, and I'll just look up, like try to find media from that night or that weekend or whatever, and just like see if anything's captured, any moments are captured. I think there's another thing that I've wanted to do but I haven't, and you're not really a haunter if you haven't done it, but Waffle House. All the people at Kings Island, they always go to Waffle House, and I have not yet been to Waffle House in makeup, and I need to so bad, because what am I doing?
I recommend it.
I know. Yeah.
That's what we did on our date. I went to Dark Haven. I enjoyed every single bit of that haunt. I accidentally touched somebody's face because it was dark. Because you get so far in the room and he turns on the lights and he does his electric chair thing, and I didn't know he was there, and I touched his nose, and I'm like, ah! Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to touch your nose, but you were awesome.
Okay. So I gotta apologize.
And then Waffle House was the last part of the date. She gave me extra whipped cream. Please continue.
Nice.
When that question came out your mouth, I start looking up pictures of Waffle House, and I was going to send it to you. And as soon as he said Waffle, so it's like, there you go. One of our traditions from Sydney Haunt Woods was actually going to Waffle House as soon as we would get done. One of the traditions at a couple of different haunts I've been to has been go to Waffle House. Haunted Town Hall, Waffle House. If you go to Hammer Brothers, Haunted Circus, Waffle House. If I did not have the crews I bring down with me, we would spend quality time at the Awful Waffle as I control their music. And we listen to the Muppets sing Bohemian Rhapsody on repeat.
That's great. That was so random, but I love it.
Okay, now I'm going to find the music video, and I'm going to put it on our channel when I make sure this video is uploaded on the Facebook page.
Oh, yes. I highly recommend that song. But, hey, just so everybody knows, we've almost made it 2 hours on this, and we forgot to do commercials in the middle. That means we're going to do commercials at the end.
Yep.
I figure I'll play everything at the end, including the our wonderful president's video of inviting us to the convention.
Yep.
Gotcha. Nice.
But okay, do you have a link tree or anything?
Who, Pyle or me?
You.
Me.
It
So
ain't about me at all. It's all about you, buddy.
oh goodness. I don't have a link tree yet. I probably should, but I've come up with a sort of character page, just a generic thing because I play so many characters. I've come up with the account Mr. Haunt. That's MYSTERHAUNT.
Wait a minute. Have I been talking to you this whole time and not known it?
Known what?
That I've been talking to you the whole time and I didn't know you were AJ? Okay. That's nice to know.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, I don't have a link tree, unfortunately. It's Mr. Haunt with a Y. That's
okay. Yeah, okay. Hi, Mr. Hunt. Nice to see you in person finally.
I mean, it's my name is AJ, but the character page is Mr. Haunt.
But I didn't know that. I have asked you on the show before, and I didn't, and you hadn't answered me. But now you finally answered me as AJ, so that works.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I just confused everybody. We're good.
That works. Yay! I got to talk to Mr. Hot finally. Okay.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay, cool. Then I guess we should probably call it a night. I'm going to put up a final, one I've already seen of you and your soul. And if you want, you don't have to leave right away. But we'll go ahead and do the outro and everything. Sound good, Pyle? Or did you have anything else to say?
I don't really have nothing else. It's been a pleasure having you, AJ.
Thank you.
And
yes, I've loved
absolutely.
it so much. Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
There we go. Now people can
Nice.
see him.
I have
Love it.
taken your soul.
Yeah. Soul Collector.
I
That
love
would
it.
be that.
Hey everyone, I'm Maximus Christian Bryant, President of the Ohio Haunters Association, and you are watching Chainer's Haunted Secrets on the Owlite Network. And I wanted to invite you all to come see the Ohio Haunters Convention on May 9th and 10th in 2026 at the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. See you there.
Very well said.
Sorry, you said that'll be what?
Sorry, I interrupted the commercial. I said that'll be that picture will be one for the books, definitely. The soul.
I love it.
Greetings and shabibans. We are the Retro Reductibus Cephala Podcast, a long-form bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good, but I don't know what all those words mean.
I think what Parasite Steve's trying to say is that on Retro Reductibus, we explore a range of retro goodness, from toys, video games, and movies, to cartoons, and even snacks and school lunches.
Oh.
And we do it all with a positive spin, a slew of killer guests, and some very adult language.
And you know what else is cool?
No.
This crazy show is part of the Door King Podcast Network with new episodes every Tentacle Tuesday.
What's that?
And if waiting 2 weeks for a new episode gives you a sad, know that we drop bonus episodes all the time, like the off-format Crow's Nest and an interview series we call The Brig.
You can listen to Retro Reductibus on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any app that's cool enough to carry the only show that celebrates all the things that make growing up awesome.
Waiting to know what is